Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, where we get you the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilchi and here are the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to conclude the Israel visit today, pays homage to Indian soldiers who laid down their lives during World War I in Haifa, addresses Indian diaspora in Tel Aviv. Supreme Court disagrees with observations of the Bombay High Court, says that government jobs or admission secured under reserved category by using forged caste certificates cannot be held valid after any amount of time. Achal Kumar Jyoti takes charge as the 21st Chief Election Commissioner of India, says that the mission of no voter left behind will continue to be his priority in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. And Venezuela's Independence Day is marked by violence and street protests. Pro-government militias launched brutal attack on opposition lawmakers during a special session of the Congress. Our top story this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today visited Haifa on the third day of his visit to Israel. Modi paid homage to the Indian soldiers who sacrificed their lives during World War I for the liberation of Haifa city. From Israel, Modi will now leave for Hamburg in Germany to attend the G20 summit.
On the last day of his historic visit to Israel, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid homage to the Indian soldiers who laid down their lives during World War I while protecting the Israeli city of Haifa. He also unveiled a plaque commemorating Major Dalpat Singh, known as the hero of Haifa, for the critical role he played in the liberation of the city. 44 Indian soldiers, part of the Allied forces, had sacrificed their lives in 1918 protecting Haifa from the Ottoman Turks during World War I. The Prime Minister had addressed the Indian diaspora in Tel Aviv on Wednesday night. During the address, he announced that people of Indian origin residing in Israel will get overseas Citizen of India cards even if they have undergone the compulsory army service there. To encourage people-to-people contact, the Prime Minister said that direct flights will be launched between Delhi, Mumbai and Tel Aviv very soon.
अब दिल्ली, मुंबई, तेल अवीव विमान सेवा शुरू कर दी जाएगी। भारतीय समुदाय के जिन लोगों ने इजराइल में कंपल्सरी आर्मी सर्विस की है, उन्हें भी अब से ओसीआई कार्ड मिल जाएगा। कंपल्सरी आर्मी सर्विस से जुड़े कुछ नियमों की वजह से आप अपने पीआई कार्ड को ओसीआई कार्ड में नहीं बदल पा रहे थे। इन नियमों को भी सरल करने का फैसला कर लिया गया है।
Prime Minister Modi and I have decided on a vast program to bring our partnership and our friendship to new heights. But we always remember that there is a human bridge between us. You. We admire you. We respect you. We love you.
India and Israel signed 7 important agreements on Wednesday after the conclusion of summit-level talks between the two leaders of both countries. They include 3 agreements on space technology, 2 on water, 1 on innovation and 1 on the Israeli Agency for International Development Cooperation. Terrorism, development cooperation and trade also dominated the talks between the two leaders. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And after concluding his visit to Israel, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will head to Hamburg for the G20 summit. At the summit, Chinese President Xi Jinping will also be present, although the two leaders are unlikely to hold talks. The summit will focus on the fight against terrorism, climate change and world trade. But the global economy, stable growth and stability are also going to be key issues. The leaders will issue a joint statement on Saturday.
We would expect that the G20 leaders, world leaders, would have substantial time, and it would be a leaders' retreat format. So leaders will have a free-flowing but a very intimate discussion on the subject. And broadly, this also aligns with the Prime Minister's own approach in his meetings with the world leaders, including G20 leaders, with the central thrust on countering terrorism.
Back home, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Thursday termed Jammu and Kashmir adopting GST as the financial integration of the entire nation. He was addressing a BJP event about GST in New Delhi. He said that GST will be profitable for even the non-manufacturing states like Jammu and Kashmir.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has termed the goods and services tax as the biggest economic reform post-independence. Addressing people at the Talkatore Stadium in New Delhi, he added that Prime Minister Modi not just got the bill approved in Parliament, but also got states and union territories to pass their laws, with Jammu and Kashmir being the latest to pass a resolution adopting GST on Wednesday.
इसका योग्य उस राज्य को मिलता है जिसमें अंत में जाकर सामान बिकता है। ये डेस्टिनेशन टैक्स है। जो अंतिम यात्रा उस सामान की होती है, उस राज्य को इसका लाभ मिलता है। जो पैदावार करता है उसको नहीं मिलता। अब पैदावार करने वाले कई राज्य थे, तो इन्होंने कहा कि भाई हमारा नुकसान जो होगा उसकी भरपूरी कैसे करोगे? सरकार इसकी कल्पना नहीं कर पाई।
Meanwhile, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram has termed the GST in its current form imperfect with major flaws.
It is a mockery of GST. When we have rates like 0.25, 3, 5, 12, 18, 28 and 40, and possibly more because of the discretion vested with the state governments, how can we call this a one nation, one tax regime?
However, taking a dig at the Congress, Jaitley said the first move towards bringing this landmark law was made by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government 17 years ago and not the Congress. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In more national news, Achal Kumar Jyoti took charge as 21st Chief Election Commissioner of India today. 64-year-old Jyoti was the Chief Secretary of Gujarat when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister. He took over as the head of the Election Commission after Naseem Zaidi demitted office on Wednesday. A 1975 batch IAS officer, Jyoti joined the three-member poll panel as Election Commissioner in May 2015 and will remain in office till January 17 next year. After taking over, Jyoti said that the election panel will vigorously pursue its commitment to hold free and fair, inclusive and credible elections. He also said that the mission of no voter left behind will continue to be his priority in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Now to West Bengal, where fresh violence took place in Bhaduria, Basirhat and surrounding areas after relative calm on Thursday morning. Reports claim police fired tear gas to control protesters blocking roads. Section 144 was imposed in the riot-hit areas of North 24 Parganas district, with internet services remaining disrupted. Speaking to the media on the prevailing situation, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee promised that peacekeeping forces would bring back communal harmony in the district within 15 days. Meanwhile, BJP Chief Amit Shah has formed an inquiry panel to investigate communal clashes, which broke out on Tuesday, allegedly over a Facebook post. The 17-year-old student was taken into custody, but members of two communities clashed, set up roadblocks and damaged shops and set fire to vehicles. The clashes has also triggered a spat between Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and Governor K.N. Tripathi, whom she accused of threatening her. Meanwhile, the BJP and left parties have demanded president's rule in the state.
कोई समस्या है तो गृह मंत्रालय को, गृह मंत्री को बताना है, मगर पब्लिकली स्टेटमेंट देना और राज्यपाल जी का नाम लेकर अपमान करना अच्छा नहीं है। हम संघीय व्यवस्था में है और राज्यपाल का संविधान में एक महत्वपूर्ण स्थान दिया है, वो अपना काम करेंगे।
हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी हमेशा बीजेपी को ये सब में दोषी ठहराने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। बड़ा अजीब लगता है कि ये बंगाल उनसे चलाया नहीं जा रहा है, तो वो क्यों ना वो मान ले। कभी गवर्नर पर गलत तरीके से बातें कर रही है.
The state government has been unable to control the situation. That is why it is necessary for the army to be deployed. First step should be to see that the violence is ended and peaceful life is restored. The situation is alarming because we have seen in West Bengal, because of the communal politics which is now prevailing, where both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP are creating polarization.
And with that, let's take you through some more national developments in nationwide. The Indian Air Force's MiG-23 trainer aircraft crash-landed at Rajasthan's Balesar in Jodhpur district. Both the pilot and co-pilot ejected safely. A court of inquiry was ordered into looking into the second such incident this month. The Supreme Court has said that admissions and jobs sought with caste certificates cannot be sustained if they are subsequently found fake. This comes after a number of petitions filed in the Supreme Court included that by the Maharashtra government against Bombay High Court's ruling that a person can be allowed to continue in a job if the caste certificate is found fake after a long period. Three Aam Aadmi Party MLAs, Jarnail Singh, Amanatullah Khan and Somnath Bharti were booked by the Delhi police for allegedly manhandling and abusing a woman in the assembly premises. The woman claimed that she was waiting outside the building to get a pass to witness the proceedings when she was pushed into a room by the three accused MLAs and kicked. The Sensex and Nifty broke away from their sedate trending of trading, with both indices gaining more than 0.5% in afternoon trade. At 3:30 p.m., Sensex was at 31,346, up by 101 points, while the Nifty was at 9,674, gaining 37 points. With a quick break here, up next we're getting you the top international stories. Stay with us.
Hydroelectric cell has been invented by us in India. It is internationally recognized, accepted, and it's a low cost, which is non-toxic. It does not use any of chemicals in it. Besides this, it's a portable, can be used anywhere, anytime, day, night.
Watch Eureka with Dr. R.K. Kotnala, Chief Scientist at National Laboratory, Delhi, only on Rajya Sabha television.
आजादी की जंग लड़ने वाले मेरे दोस्तों, आजादी चाहिए तो उसकी कीमत खून देके चुकानी होगी। तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा।
आईएनए की बागी फौजियों पर अंग्रेज देशद्रोह का मुकदमा चलाएंगे। उन तीनों के बचने के चांसेस कम हैं।
This trial and its judgment will be remembered throughout history.
Welcome back. Let's get you the top international stories now. And dozens of pro-government activists on Wednesday stormed the grounds of Venezuela's National Assembly and attacked lawmakers, leaving several injured. The opposition accused the government of trying to establish dictatorship and demanded general elections to end socialist rule in the country. Here's a report. Venezuela's Independence Day marked by panic and violence on Wednesday. Pro-government militias stormed the National Assembly, attacking opposition lawmakers with wooden sticks and metal bars during a special session of the Congress. At least 7 lawmakers were injured, with blood splattered across the walls.
Para quienes vean las escenas de la Asamblea hoy, es posible que se equivoquen pensando que estamos enfrentando un gobierno fuerte. Se equivocan. Un gobierno que hace lo que hizo hoy el gobierno con su parlamento es un gobierno débil, es un gobierno caído, es un gobierno cobarde. Es un gobierno tan débil que lo único que le queda es la fuerza bruta.
After the morning attack, a crowd that was rallying outside the building for several hours broke into the grounds of the assembly, chanting in favor of President Nicolas Maduro. More than 350 politicians, journalists and guests were trapped in the siege that lasted until dusk.
En el conteo de personas secuestradas, llegábamos a más de 150 personas, a más de 350 personas secuestradas el día de hoy. Entre esas 350 personas, 108 personas representan a los medios de comunicación, periodistas, personal técnico, que son testigos de lo que sucedió el día de hoy. Además de los diputados y los periodistas, los invitados especiales, rectores de universidades, estudiantes, academia, invitados extranjeros.
President Maduro condemned the violence and asked for an investigation, but he also challenged the opposition to speak out about violence from within its ranks. The brazen attack took place while he was at an Independence Day military parade in the capital.
Quisiera que la oposición condenara los hechos de violencia cuando asaltan unidades militares como la Carlota y ellos callan. Y callen los gobiernos de derecha, o cuando asaltan hospitales infantiles y maternos. Quisiera que la derecha condenara el ataque terrorista con bombas y balas de un criminal que estamos buscando contra la sede del Tribunal Supremo de Justicia, donde casi asesina a niños, a mujeres y a trabajadores.
The attack comes amid 3-month confrontations between security forces and protesters who accuse the government of trying to establish a dictatorship. They're demanding general elections to end socialist rule and solutions to the OPEC nation's brutal economic crisis. At least 91 people have been killed in clashes with police so far. Bureau Report, Rajya TV. Now, as world leaders meet in Hamburg for the G20 summit, an issue that is likely to top their agenda is North Korea. The US president has given a stern warning to Pyongyang that he was considering some very serious actions, but it's unlikely that he would be going through with them. However, China has asked the US to stay calm and exercise restraint before the situation spirals uncontrollably.
US President Donald Trump says he's considering a severe response to North Korea and its missile program. However, it does not mean he's going to follow through on them. Trump says the US will look at what happens over the coming weeks.
But I have some pretty severe things that we're thinking about. That doesn't mean we're going to do them. I don't draw red lines. But I think we'll just take a look at what happens over the coming weeks and months with respect to North Korea. It's a shame that they're behaving this way, but they are behaving in a very, very dangerous manner, and something will have to be done about it.
Meanwhile, fearing an escalation in the crisis, China has urged the US to stay calm and exercise restraint. China's statement comes a day after Donald Trump alluded to China not doing enough to rein in Pyongyang.
我们已经就朝鲜近日的涉岛行动表明了坚决的反对立场，强烈敦促朝方严格遵守安理会的决议。同时，我们也呼吁有关各方保持冷静克制，不要采取可能进一步加剧半岛紧张局势的言行。
NATO and Japan have also warned North Korea to stop all missile and nuclear programs.
Our position is very clear. North Korea must comply with its international obligations, stop all activities related to its ballistic, missile and nuclear programs, abandon all existing weapons of mass destruction programs once and for all, and engage in real dialogue with the international community.
今回の弾道ミサイルの発射は航空機や船舶の安全確保の観点から極めて問題のある行為であるとともに安保理決議等への明白な違反であります。我が国としてはこのような北朝鮮による度重なる挑発行為に断じて 容認をすることはできず、
As world leaders condemn North Korea for its missile test, South Korea conducted a live-fire military drill on Thursday, a joint naval and air force drill involving the 3,200-ton Yangmanchun destroyer, 2,500-ton Chungbuk frigate, Lynx helicopter and other tactical fighter jets. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here more international news updates in Global Buzz. 4 Arab states did not slap further sanctions on Qatar but voiced disappointment at its negative response to their demands. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain and Egypt, however, said that their boycott of the tiny Gulf nation will continue. Qatar accused the 4 states of clear aggression and said their accusations were clearly designed to create anti-Qatar sentiment in the West. US President Donald Trump on Thursday said that nobody really knows if Russia was solely responsible for interfering in the 2016 US presidential election. His words contradict findings of the US intelligence agencies who determined that Russian President Vladimir Putin led efforts to meddle in the election. Trump also argued that American intelligence agencies have made mistakes in the past. Pakistan on Wednesday successfully test-fired its short-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile Nasr, which Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa said has put cold water on Indian military's cold start doctrine. Nasr is a high-precision weapon system with the ability to be deployed quickly. Cold start, on the other hand, is a military doctrine developed by the Indian Armed Forces for use in a likely war with Pakistan. Libya's eastern commander Khalifa Haftar has said that after a 3-year campaign, his forces had taken full control of Libya's second city, Benghazi, from rival armed groups. The battle for Benghazi between Haftar's Libyan National Army and an array of Islamist militants and other fighters has been part of a broader conflict since Libya slipped into chaos following the 2011 fall of Muammar Gaddafi. Pro-democracy Hong Kong student leader Joshua Wong said that he will not fight a charge related to the 2014 Umbrella Movement protests in the spirit of civil disobedience. The student activist who helped lead the months-long movement in 2014 demanded full democracy appeared in court for a pre-trial hearing, which was adjourned for 45 days. All right, sports now, and in Wimbledon Championships, 3-time Wimbledon champion Novak Djokovic beat Czech Adam Pavlicek in straight sets to proceed to the 3rd round on Thursday. Djokovic beat Pavlicek 6-2, 6-2, 6-1 to reach the 3rd round for the 9th year in a row. The Serb, ranked 4th in the world and 2nd seeded for the tournament, was never under pressure from the 136th ranked Czech, breaking his serve 7 times before completing victory in just 96 minutes. Meanwhile, Australia's Bernard Tomic and Russia's Daniil Medvedev have been fined by the International Tennis Federation for unsportsmanlike conduct at Wimbledon. After his first-round straight sets defeat to Misha Zverev, Tomic said that he felt bored. He has been fined $15,000. He's also admitted to having called his trainer on court despite no injury to try to disrupt his opponent's momentum. Medvedev had a number of disputes with umpire Mariana Alves during his 2nd round defeat and ended the match by throwing coins at her chair. He was fined $14,500. With that, let's get you some more action from the world of sports in Sports Beat. The Indian football team's surge in the FIFA rankings continued as it climbed up 4 places to an unprecedented 96th spot, their 2nd best ranking of all time. India is currently on 341 points and have won 13 of their last 15 matches. The team will now face Macau in the 3rd round of the Asian Cup qualifying clash on the 5th of September. Manchester United agreed on a fee of around £75 million to sign striker Romelu Lukaku from the Premier League rivals Everton. Earlier, the Belgium international rejected a new contract at Everton in March. Since then, he has been linked with former club Chelsea and German champions Bayern Munich. Lukaku now looks set to reunite with Jose Mourinho, under whom he played at Chelsea. Australia's players boycotted July's Australia A tour to South Africa due to their ongoing dispute over pay. They even threatened to derail senior tours to Bangladesh and India. According to the Australia Cricketers Association, the players were unavailable to tour South Africa for the Australia A team without an agreed MOU, as their contracts with Cricket Australia expired on the 30th of June. Former chess world champion Garry Kasparov is coming out of retirement to play a US tournament next month. In 1985, he became the world's youngest champion ever at the age of 22. Now he will compete against 9 top players, including current number 1, Magnus Carlsen. Pakistan Cricket Board Chairman Shahryar Khan taunted India, saying that they do not want to play Pakistan because they are scared. He also challenged India to play bilateral cricket with the Pakistani players. India has not played a bilateral series since 2012-13, when Pakistan toured India to play a short series. That's it on the news tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.